How's it going, guys? Grimsie42 back at you with another pickup video, and this one is kind of a plethora of things. It's a big variety, if you will. I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of different things, and some of these are pretty cool items, so I hope you guys enjoy it. The first thing I'm going to start with right off the bat is thanks to my good buddy Oleg, who on YouTube goes by Mr. SIntastic. I was able to get my hands on one of the Majora's Mask 3Ds. And one of the cool things is that this bad boy actually got to me undamaged. I've seen a lot of people's copies were all banged up and everything, and I was super glad that mine seemed to survive the trip. It's not, it's not perfect mint. I'm sure you could find a nick or a ding on it, but definitely happy to get it. And because I am a collector first and a player second, this being the limited edition, I also picked up a spare copy of the game. That way I could keep this sealed for the collection and still check the game out, so that way I wouldn't miss out. I know some of you guys get upset when people buy a game and don't play it, so I have full intention of playing Majora's Mask. I just didn't want to crack the seal on the collector's edition. Speaking of collector's editions, I've got a really cool one here that I was lucky enough to pick up directly from NIS. NIS is one of my favorite publishers of RPGs, at least current era, and even though I'm not a big Vita guy, I had to grab this. This was a phenomenal price. I actually noticed it was sold exclusively through their website, and I want to say it was like $30 shipped, and I don't know what the top part of the text is. If somebody does know, please let me know, because to me it looks just like a bunch of jumbled letters. But the title of the game is the Firefly Diary. And as you can see, guys, there's the collector's edition, and like that's what I'm talking about there. It's kind of like HTOL number NIQ. I don't know, like I don't even know if that's words or just jumbled letters, but this actually came with a art book, the official soundtrack, and then the game. So I was super happy to be able to snag one of these. I missed out on that PS4 game. I'm trying to think of what it was called. Retro City Rampage, I believe. So definitely happy that I did not miss out on this one and that NIS came through and shipped me the goods. Alright guys, next thing I'm going to show you, since we're on the trend of mailing items or items in the mail or however the heck you want to call it. My Majora's Mask came via the mail, that came via the mail, so did this. I'm sure a lot of you were able to get this. I was happy to add this to the collection, and anyone who purchased the 3DS and Wii U versions, I believe, got this for free. It is the soundtrack for the Smash Brothers game, and it's really cool. I think it's got like 76 songs or 72 songs, something crazy like that. It's a 2-disc set, and most of this music is based off the classic games, so there's definitely some killer songs on this. I'm super, super happy to add this to the collection. Next thing I'm going to show you guys is a really cool Japanese game that I picked up. Recently I was at one of my friends' houses and I saw that they had this, and I looked into it and I found out that it wasn't a very expensive game, and it's actually from my favorite series of all time, so I definitely had to pick it up. And it is a copy of Suikoden something something something. I can't read moon runes, unfortunately. It's kind of like a strategy card game. I popped it in and tried it out really quick, but again, without being able to read those silly kanji, I'm kind of clueless on it, but it comes complete with the manual and the cartridge and everything, and believe it or not, it actually played on the Retron 5, so that's pretty cool to know for sure that it plays the Japanese games, at least in Game Boy Advance's case. I've tested other systems that were, like PAL and stuff like that, but it's just cool to confirm that. This next item here is another complete in-box game, and something that I have really, really wanted to add to my collection, and I actually got this one also from the Retro Rat. You might have seen in a previous video I got some stuff from him. But this one is something that I really, really had on my list. And as far as I know, there's only one more game that I need to get complete. I have the cartridge, I just need the box and manual. But this one here is Gargoyle's Quest. And huge fan of the Gargoyle's Quest series, Demon's Crest, yada yada yada. Red Arimar, I believe, or something of that nature it's called in Japan. But this one here is also complete in box. I will try to carefully remove it to show you. And there you have it with the little jewel, the game with the protector and the manual. So super, super happy to get this one, and I'm definitely grateful to the Retro Rat for helping me get my Gargoyle, or I guess you could just say my Firebrand series, a little closer to complete. Alright guys, a few more things I want to show you here. Actually, I think the next things I'm going to show you are a combined package that I got from Jason Wells. Basically, in a previous video, 2 videos ago if I'm not mistaken, I had this really epic Super Nintendo haul, and there was one game in that haul, actually. It was ActRaiser that I already had, and by the time I realized, it was already too late and Jason already had packaged the package together. So when I recommended a different game, he, being the stud that he is, actually just sent it to me. And that game is Secret of Evermore, which this is actually my first time owning this. I hear good things. I guess you can like control a guy and you have like a dog that follows around and stuff. It's it looks interesting from what I've seen. Definitely one of the Squaresoft RPGs that I missed out on, so really excited to check this one out. But this one here, probably my favorite game I'm showing you in this video. This is something that I've been trying to grab and get for a very long time. Way back when I used to be a manager at GameStop, I would definitely check this game out as often as I could. They actually let us like take out video games. We would just basically, we were allowed to take one at a time, and it was, you know, kind of to try the games out and stuff. And I definitely had some fun playing this, and if you can find this at a good price, I definitely recommend it. It's a very obscure GameCube game, and it was made by Capcom, and basically it's this really cool kind of like a Virtua On type of game where you control these like whole bunch of different mechs. I think there's like 200 of them to choose from, and actually it's, believe it or not, up to 4 players can play this too. I've never tried the multiplayer though, but if you haven't figured it out yet, without further ado, as I like to say, I give you guys Gotcha Force. And like I said, this is a very expensive game. Unfortunately, it's up in about the $100 range, and it's just because it's a really fun and really obscure game. Definitely happy to add this to the collection. This is now the big one in my GameCube set. I don't have those 2 bundle games, like I believe the one is Metroid Prime and Wind Waker, and then the other one is Wind Waker and Master Quest, if I'm not mistaken. I know those get up there, and then there's also that NBA 2K3 college game. I think that one's up in the $100 range too, but of all those games, in my opinion, this is the one to get. Definitely fun, and like I said, if you guys can find this at a reasonable price, I definitely recommend it. But that will bring this video to a close. Thank you guys for watching and sticking around to the end, and until next time guys, take care.